Okay, the next real estate property document I will be talking about is called Excision. Excision. What is Excision? Let's go. Excision, this is a procedure. Please note the word procedure because it is actually a procedure, and that is where many miss it. This is a procedure by which the government returns a piece of land to its native owners for the purpose, note the word purpose, of allowing for residential and commercial development. Now, the excised tract of the property will get the titled Gazette once it has been published in the government official gazette. I will explain. No grammar. Now, excision. It is a procedure where, by law, all the land belongs to who? The government. So, for the purpose of residential and commercial development, the government releases a portion of all the lands that has been said to belong to them, to the indigene, the native owners. Don't forget the land, even though they said the land belongs to the government, all the landed properties we have around is still some people's forefathers' property, inheritance. Okay, so it has law, so we have no power. So the law says the land belongs to the government, but yet the government releases a portion to the native owners, the people that originally owned the property, the indigene of that place. They released it for them for the purpose of development and, of course, majorly the purpose of development, which is commercial and residential development. Now, the other part that the governments are holding on to majorly are meant also for development, but that is for government development. A good example, government has a portion of those land that are set aside for hospital. They have some that are meant for maybe stadium. They have some that are meant for building some government schemes. Some are meant for government offices, because there are so many plans. There are some that is majorly because government also have their own, if you check the town planning, it's not something that is visible to all anyway, but government has town planning. And the town planners already, there's something drawn already to cover for development. Forget the fact that you're not seeing it. And that is why I tell people, they will say things like, well, don't worry, let's just buy the property, but we would go and work on it. It is better to be safe than sorry. I use that word a lot. I got a property for someone, very nice property, going as I can say a distress sales anyway, because the person needed money, the person who was selling needed money. By the time we got the document, on that document was written federal acquisition. If it's possible, you have also seen it, or you'll probably come across what I'm talking to you about later in the future. We saw government acquisition, and most of the time, personally, I don't do research. I don't do search for clients. I'll give you the documents, go and run your search. Now, whatever comes out of it, I would like you to come and tell me. It's not as if I don't know what the result will be, but it is always good for confirmation. So the client came back and said, there's a red flag on it. I said, He said, yes. I already saw it. It's as if I didn't see it. I just said, okay, this is the document on it. Give your lawyer, let your lawyer do the search and get back to me. So the person said, there's a red flag on it. Of course, I knew. I just wanted to be sure. Oh, okay, because there are times some people will tell you, it was under federal government acquisition, but now it has been released. It can happen. Can it happen? Yes. Some people go as far as going to, apply for a particular portion of land and say, please release this for us. Some families do that too. And say, okay, when you release this particular portion, this other portion you didn't say you were going to have it. So can you release this for us? Some, if it will even be your government, but there are some that cannot be released, even though there are some that can be released. How do you know? You won't know until you don't research. So that's just by the way. So whenever you're buying a property, I've seen some property which will have a excision in process. Excision in process is always 50-50. It could either come out, it may not come out. So for me, I would advise buy the one that already have excision, or buy the one that already have other documents, rather than waiting. I have people who have been waiting for 5 years. The government have not released the excision. Sometimes when you see excision in process property, it's not because those properties are not good. It's not because not because they are even under government acquisition. Of course, still not global acquisition. All the family is waiting for is for the government to release it. But sometimes some governments will decide not to release it. What will you do? So it's better to just go with the one they have released that already has a title and buy. Like we have some that are decision, we have some that are survey, CFO, governor's consent. That's better. So the next class I'll be talking about CFO and governor's consent. Thank you.